Hello and welcome to Giant Mess, a sloppy sports and entertainment talk show about the New York Giants, the New York Mets, movies, TV, comedy, and a whole lot more. It's hosted by Giant Mess. That's me, the real cinch, Neal Lynch. I know there are a lot of cinches out there. Don't believe the hype. Do your due diligence. Do some research. Make sure you verify. I'm verifying right now. I am the real cinch, Neal Lynch. Graduated from a Catholic high school, but not Catholic. Shocker, right? M. Night Shyamalan twist. Went to a private research university where I met a lot of Jews. Didn't meet a lot of Jews in Catholic high school, and then I met all the Jews at a private research university known for producing doctors and lacrosse players. And then I didn't become any of those things. I didn't become Jewish, no medical license that I know of, and I can't lax for shit. So that's where we stand with everything right now. You can leave a voicemail. You'd be the first male. I've had a female leave a voicemail, and she is a fucking monster. She's a monster. She literally just texted me and said, "Hey, you fucking jackass. You didn't tell me you have a date this week." I mean, this is why I don't tell you those things. You're a monster. It's my buddy's wife, who I visited in Block Island, and I'll get to that in a little bit. You can follow me on all the platforms, all the plats, YouTubes, Insta, the twits. Just do a search. Real Cinch, Giant Mess, Neal Lynch, any of those three, any combination thereof should pop up. I should pop up. Now, if you're distracted and if you don't like the glare coming off the lenses of my glasses, get a life. What I mean, is it that distracting? Just picture me. I'm in a precinct, okay, and I'm getting interrogated. Okay, I'm getting pepped with questions. Pepped, short for peppered, and I feel like I'm under the heat. The bright lights, big city. I got to perform under pressure. If anything, the light bouncing off the lenses of my glasses should add to the suspense, the drama, the entertainment value of this frickin' pod. Anyway, on today's episode, we're going to talk about we didn't have a show last week. I don't know if you picked up on that, but no show last week, and I'll get to that. But I'll try and briefly recap the trip to Block Island, Rhode Island, New Shoreham, Rhode Island, to visit some friends out there. Had a friend from the Tampa Bay area visit. His nickname is Ballgame. I teased it last episode, tried to preview it, tried to give you a sense of who he is and what to expect, and he lived up to it 110%. 10. I give it a 10 across the board. So there's that, and then there's my first ever date. I'm not going to go into the nitty-gritty details of the first ever date since the divorce, which officially was official in late June, even though it's been, a full year and a half where it was like, hey, you're not really married anymore. You're separated, I guess is the word. So first ever date, how that went, the feelings coursing through my veins as that went down, and my little girl's birthday. My little girl. She turned 4, and I'm going to recap the cordial, quote unquote, dinner that I had with my ex, her mother, my daughter's mother. I got to stop saying my ex. I feel like as soon as you say my ex, that's when people, they're asshole puckers, which I know that's like, what comedian talks about that or says that? Oh, I could feel everyone's asshole tighten. Yep, that's what happens when you say my ex. People are like, oh my, what's he gonna say? Oh, here he goes. So I gotta stop saying my ex. My baby mama? Nope, I'm white, can't say that. My daughter's mother. My girl's mother, her mom, Brielle's, no, I can't say her full name. Bleep it. The cordial dinner that I had at one Tommy's Tap'n Tavern. I'll briefly recap that. So we'll get into all that jazz and more on this episode here of Giant Mess. That's just the intro. Where are you going to get that anywhere else? Anyway, so the Block Island trip. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that. I'm drinking White Claws. I got a whole new setup here. I don't know if you're watching the video. Whole new setup. It's reversed. It's 180. So before I was looking at that wall behind me, and I had the big, beautiful blue curtains, the blackout curtains, which have been a fucking lifesaver, but have ruined me for other bedrooms. FYI, can't sleep in other bedrooms now. It's just like you can't sleep anywhere except here now, which is cool. And so now it's reversed. It's 180, and now I got that new. I think it's fake wood. I don't even know what kind of desk this is, but it's a little more professional looking desk than a fucking beer pong table. Beer pong table's gone, not completely gone. I know people clutched their pearls when they heard that. That's still hanging around. It's just not set out, laid out. I'm gonna pull it out for special occasions, but for right now, beer pong table, no longer a desk. RIP, RIP, RIP. And now I'm using an actual home office desk. Neal, you can't slap the desk like that because it'll cause this fucking metal thing to vibrate. It's vibranium. I don't know if you know that, but this mic stand, pure vibranium. That's why fucking you tap it just a little bit and it vibrates. So yeah, new setup, kind of reacclimating, getting recalibrated. And I gotta tell you, it's a little weird because the TV, which I had to shut off because I don't want to get shut down by any copyright law infringement from Major League Baseball. I had to put the Mets on the iPad, so I might be a little distracted for this ep. But so that's a little weird. Is like usually, sometimes, not all the time. I'm sorry, boss, but sometimes like SNY. You work for a TV network. You can plop on SNY while you're at work at SNY, and you can watch it all the live long day. And people aren't going to be like, "Are you doing work?" It's like it's kind of work. Like I'm contributing to the ratings, right? That's going to be a good thing. But this new job, it's like, well, I guess if I had Donut YouTube videos on the TV at all times, there we go. All kosher. I got a little bubbling and you're probably going to pick this up. I turned the gain up on this microphone and there's a lot of bubbles going on coming up. But yeah, ain't no law when you're drinking the claw. So White Claws flowing. If I do sound a little bit different, I did take a little skosh, just a little nib of a sativa gummy, just trying to get a loosey-goosey for you motherfuckers. I'm kind of trying to get loosey-goosey. I feel like the past episodes, it's been like tight butthole, it's got to be loose butthole. Even though loose butthole is the opposite of tight butthole when you're in the parlance, right? By the way, this thing that I'm doing right now, if you're watching the video with the hang 10 or the hang loose thing, probably cultural appropriation. Sorry, not sorry, but also sorry to anyone who is offended, but also don't get too offended. Just be like, he's a dumb white person. So like, and then move it. Let's keep it moving. But yeah, I'm super into this now. This is like my new thing. There was a period where, I was into like, what's his name? Richardson, the photographer for Vice magazine, I think. Terry Richardson, who turned out to be a complete perv and I guess is in jail or I don't know, crimes allegedly. I don't know. Something bad was happening there. But he was all into like the like exaggerated, accentuated thumbs up when he's taking pictures and shit like that. So that was me for a long time. And then I was like, oh, Terry Richardson's perv. And like, maybe you should not do that. And I was like, all right, okay, cool. Just recently, and this Block Island trip was like, it was out in full force, but I think I did it at the fantasy football weekend. This hang 10 kind of, this is kind of like, yo, dude. And I know I don't surf, not from Hawaii, but goddamn, when I throw this up, people get it. I mean, most people get it. Some people are like, do you want me to call you? What, like you picked up the phone? What's happening here? But most people are like, all right, yeah. When I do this, you get it. Hey man, let's just chill. Let's do it. So the Block Island trip, last weekend of the summer. And there's so much pressure that comes with the last weekend of summer, at least for me as now a newly single person again. It's like, oh my God, and it's sad that I think like this. I'm 41, going to be 42. No big deal. But still thinking that like, oh shit, it almost takes me back to when you are finishing up high school and like, you're like, oh, college is coming and I haven't gotten laid yet. I mean, a lot of people are not saying that. I'm assuming most women are not saying that that way. They're still having that same mindset though. There's still a subsect of women that are like, I can't go to college virgin. There's like that type of mindset going on with the last weekend of summer. It's just so stupid. It's a dumb way to think, but it's like, I got to go all out. No holds barred. I can't leave anything on the field. I'm going to play my heart out. And, no, I didn't hook up or anything. Like, spoiler alert, I didn't hook up. But like, there's that weird mindset where it's like, this is it. This is it. Last weekend of summer, after this weekend, after Labor Day weekend, ain't nobody going to want to hook up. Everyone's going to couple up. It's cuffing season, right? That's like, I guess fall is like the beginning of cuffing season. Like, all right, winter's coming. R.I.P. Ned Stark, Sean Bean. May you live forever. Legend. And people are in most areas of the United States, north of the Mason-Dix, you're gonna have people that are gonna experiencing cold weather. They're gonna bundle up. They're gonna layer up, and they're gonna need someone to keep them warm at night on those cold winter nights. So there's cuffing season, right? So in my irrational brain, it's like, okay, this is the last weekend that people are gonna be all willy-nilly, free form, like doing whatever the fuck. It's gonna be pandemonium across the board. Everyone's gonna be, if you're not with someone, you're gonna want to get with someone. It's hey, listen, I listen to myself. I'm self-aware. I'm Skynet. I fucking know it's absurd, but I can't help but think that. So, I go in fully thinking, okay, like this is where it all happens. And it's like, no, Neal, you're not 25 anymore, dude. You're 41, 42. You're going to visit a married couple. No, they don't have any kids. You don't have your kid. There's going to be another divorcee, not a lady. Can you call a male divorcee a divorcee? I don't know. I had the same beef with fiance. It's like, we got to come up with a better word for that. I had an old joke in my set back when I did stand up that that was about the word fiance. Like, I just can't. It's so, doesn't sound right coming out of my mouth. Divorcee also doesn't sound right coming out of my mouth. We gotta come up with better words. Anyway, so another divorcee dude, kind of the opposite thing of what I got going on, in that he initiated the divorce from his wife. He has 2 kids, older than what I have, and but fairly amicable, you know, like no hard feelings, just like, hey, I'm gonna set you up pretty well. I wouldn't say for life, but like pretty well. Meanwhile, it's like I'm in day 465 of negotiation with mine. Anyway, not bitter. So interesting to hear his perspective on how I'm handling everything, which spoiler alert, poorly as always. So a lot of talk about that throughout the weekend, like sprinkled in, but mostly, you know, as I mentioned, my buddy who's got the house in Block Island, his buddy from college, his roommate who he lived with, who he played college football with, who also, the friend also played baseball, and just hearing their stories throughout the weekend about their coaches. Like, coaches are maniacs for the most part. I'd say 90% of coaches are unhinged, dude. Like, screws loose everywhere. Like, watch your step, screws everywhere. So I completely, like, it's just you like Ted Lasso. Okay, good show, you know, and I haven't really caught up yet on everything. I watched season 1, I think I was in season 2, and I was initially turned off by Ted Lasso because I was like, I don't know if I can buy into this, like, not fake positivity, but it feels fake positivity. Like, no one can undergo that kind of shit and still come out with a smile on their face. And lo and behold, yeah, there are some people out there that can do that. But, you know, I mean, I guess toxic positivity is like what I was kind of getting the vibe from Ted Lasso. Anyway, this guy, Ballgame, is kind of like a Ted Lasso type character. No mustache, although he'd look great with a mustache, but like pretty positive, except when he's criticizing the fuck out of me and my buddy. I mean, that's what, you know, I talked about the monster in the intro. Monster and Ballgame combined, these 2 people. You have a little tiny blonde, tan, you know, works in fashion. So she has an eye, you know, a very sharp eye, like critical eye, to the point where it's like, oh, you think Kate Moss is fat? Not pH fat, like fat, F fat. Okay. Fashion. So, you know, she just has a fucking field day with me in the room. It's just like, it's her fuel. That's how she refuels. It's just like, let's just fucking shoot arrows at this motherfucker until he melts into a pool of his own blood. So Ballgame comes into town, and it's like world tag team champions back to back. Like they've managed to get it down to a science where it's like they just can knit and then pick and then pick and then knit and then and like at one point, my buddy, who is an all-star, all pro, they're one of the best hosts, like mixologist. And I know you don't want to, it sounds pretentious, right? Mixologist. You're like, oh, fuck that. Mixologist. Okay. The science of making a drink. Ice, liquid, bravo, science. No. Mixologist, dude. Like, and not cocky about it, not pretentious, just like, hey, what'd you like? I can make that. You know, not like Tom Cruise in Cocktail, or like the dude with the fucking man bun who's like doing all these tricks and whatnot. And it's just like, no, here's a fastball, 95 right down the pipe, and you can look at it in awe and wonder. So he's great. And he makes a lot of the dinners that we had there. And this was Saturday. Like, I'm there. This is like, it's not even day 2. Ballgame got there Thursday. I got there Friday. And Thursday, it's like he managed to what we call bee sting my buddy. So they went out to a restaurant, great restaurant, the Atlantic Inn. If you've ever been, if you haven't, put it on the list. You know, had a couple stiff cocks, and then had some Fowlers, which I think I've talked about Fowlers on the pod before. If not, wow. Fowlers are phenomenal. Kind of like a giant alcoholic coffee. This is the best way to describe it. And it just it can pick you up, but also not send you over the edge. And so I love Fowlers. I think they come in like Das Boot, like from Beer Fest, like the big glass boot. No, but it's similar type glass type thing going on. So they went there. Obviously, I'm not there, but on the walk back, they decided to walk back because it's not that far from their house. And Ballgame, this is what they do. Ballgame and my buddy, they like to do bee stings. And what that is, you're saying to yourself, great, keep saying bee sting and don't explain it, Neal. Okay, great. I can hold that as long as you can. Go ahead. 1,002. So bee sting is you're walking along and unexpected, unannounced. Although I guess if you're cocky enough, you could be like, bee sting real quick. You just basically throw your ass at your buddy. And it's almost like a body check in hockey, a hip check in hockey, I'd say. That's like the closest equivalent, except you're really sticking your ass, you really push your ass out. And usually it takes you into like the rib or the hip area of your buddy. I don't think I've ever attempted it. I might have attempted it once when I was younger, and I almost like broke my cranium. So I was like, maybe I need to learn, I need to practice, I need to get back to the basics, the fundies of bee stinging. But so Ballgame, tall guy, 6'3"-ish to, I think he might have said 85, 75, but it's like he carries it well. Big dude. My buddy's 6 foot, around there, 200, something like that. And this is the guy who tore his bicep doing, which I didn't even know was a fucking thing, muscle ups. Okay, muscle ups, cool. Apparently it's like, and when I think of it's on the rings, like since when is he doing gymnastics, dude? Like he just is, when you have the kind of strength, and I will say this, anger that my buddy has, that he doesn't typically let boil to the surface. Like he seems to be a fairly patient guy, very tolerant, but everyone has their limits, man. And so I think he takes it out via his workouts, and was very into like high intensity interval training, HIIT, whatever, not keto, whatever, the CrossFit, shit like that. He watches like the CrossFit championships, and I'm like, are you gonna continue to watch this, or are you gonna actually do it? Like, do it, dude. And he still hasn't done it. But muscle ups, I guess it's like an exercise you do on the rings. If you're a gymnast, he's not really a gymnast, never done gymnastics, but I guess he must have tore it a little bit there. And then the last time I was there, we, trying to do some bush lit, wiffle ball, activities, throwing the football. And by the end of that weekend that I visited, his whole bicep looked like Thanos. Like Thanos got beat up. It's just like purple, black, and blue, and had to have surgery. Had it in a sling for a while. Out of the sling now, but still self-conscious about it. Like, okay, I can make sure that I don't do anything crazy and like not get too fired up, and like make sure I stick with the left hand for now. And they were walking back from the Atlantic, and Ballgame bee stings. Okay, throws his ass into my buddy. They were walking along a road. This bee sting propels my buddy into very thorny bushes. Like borderline briar patch status, I'd say. Oh, double play, cool. And on his arm, like it was his right bicep that he tore, and the bee sting sent, my Ballgame's walking on my buddy's left, throws the bee sting, sends my buddy to his right, where on the same side as the torn bicep, into thorny bushes. And Ballgame was kind enough to immediately jump in and help him out. But apparently there was also a cliff right there. I mean, it's insane. Everyone says bad luck, I'm unlucky. A lot of us are pretty lucky, especially when we've been bending elbows, dude. The number of times that I think it could have gone the wrong way in a bad way for me, definitely need more than two hands to count that. So as much as I think I have bad luck and are unlucky, there's still a fair amount of luck. Like there could have been a fucking alligator in the on a Rhode Island. No, but you understand what I'm saying. Like that could have gone sideways in the worst possible way, and it didn't, thank God. But still, that's the level that we're playing at when Ballgame's in town. So that was their Thursday night. I show up like Friday afternoonish after dropping the daughter off at her mother's. See, there you go. I didn't say my ex. And we hang out for a drink in the backyard, another masterfully mixed cocktail from my buddy. And then we go to a place called The Oar. The Oar, I think I told this, you're familiar with it if you listened to a previous episode, where it was like I started like rounds of clapping, applause. It was, I don't even know what you call it, a clap chant, a clap movement. Like it's not a round of applause where everyone's kind of not on the same page. It's like everyone's clapping at the same time. What do you call that? Clap movement, clap chant? I don't know, but I started it multiple times at the Oar, and it was accepted and embraced. And that's what I love about that place. Although I did spill a mudslide on my crotch, and I think that prevented me from hanging out with the youngins when they went out to the house parties and whatnot, which I was at the appropriate intoxication level to pull that off, because I think if anything less than what I was at my operating thetan level, I don't think it would have, I could have pulled it off. But I was willing to pull it off, and if I hadn't doused my lap in mudslide, I think it would have came to fruition. But they were, as soon as they saw the big, like it looked like I pissed my pants, they're like, you know what, we'll see you later, right? Hey, back at the house. So similar situation here, where it's like the mudslides are just free flowing. The mudslide is like the unofficial drink of Block Island. for me at least. I don't know why mudslides are so popular there and why it's such a hot drink, because I don't think it's like that popular a summer drink. I mean, I should know, but I had rented shore houses at the Jersey Shore for a decade plus, and it was like not once did I think anyone ordered a freaking mudslide. It was like, if anything, I don't know. There was like one bar where they would have, I think it was Martell's Tiki Bar, and on the boardwalk, and it was like they serve like crazy screwdrivers, like orange juice and vodka. I think that was like, that's it in terms of like a drink a popular signature drink that I can name at a bar. Meanwhile, it feels like every other bar on Block Island, it's like mudslide central. Like, have you tried our world famous mudslide? I was like, interesting you say that, because that bar directly across from you also claims to have the world's famous mudslide. So you guys should have like a battle royale. We have a contest free of charge. But yeah, definitely imbibed in some mudslides, which it's like the ultimate fat guy drink. And I'm a fat kid, so I fucking loved. And if it weren't for the immediate gout outbreak that I have, I don't know, gout break. What do you call it? Like, it just comes on. If it weren't for that, I think that's all. And knowing that I'm putting so much fucking shug in my body, just like I can't have that much shug. It's just not good. It's always good for that first like rush, and then there's the crash, and ultimately the shame. So you do have to kind of be like, what mudslide am I on? 3's got to be the magic number. So plenty of mudslides, calamari, buffalo wings, but the mahi mahi tacos, so good. But now it's like I have a little bit of food in my system, which is great. It's absorbing the alky, but then you go back and you play bush lit. And if you're unfamiliar, or if you don't remember what I said last time, bush lit is basically the world's most casually intense drinking game. Yes, trademark, copyright, Neal Lynch Productions, Real Cinch LLC. The most casually intense drinking game. A lot of intense drinking games where the volume level's high, people are arguing and shouting, and now she used 2 hands, that kind of thing. This is just like every time something happens, a pitch, a hit, a foul, a strike, a ball, an out, anything, you drink. And people don't get bent out of shape about it. It's just like, hey, drink. Okay, yeah, drink. And then by the time it's, an inning's over, it's like, whoa, dude, I'm in orbit. So, oh God, I suck at bush lit. I think that's pretty obvious. My one buddy couldn't play because of the bum wing, but this other ball game is just like a professional. I mean, he played minor league baseball. He was a pitcher at Fairfield U, go Stags, FU Stags, and ultimately played for like the Long Island Ducks and a lot of other minor league ball clubs for a while, mostly in the Long Island area, but maybe Connecticut. And so filthy guy, just like filthy stuff, And so I got lambasted. I got blown. My doors blown off, but also fell twice in one day, which is insane. We were on in my defense, I think both are defensible. You don't just fall out of the blue. Dude. Stuff has to happen for you to fall. And so I think I was taking my place in the batter's box, but we're on a decline, a little bit of a hill, which my daughter hates hills. Apparently, we'll get to that a little bit. And just got a little too amped about my plate appearance and fell and twisted and fell backwards. But did you just fall? Yeah, just fell. Get over it. And then the second time, same day, maybe an hour later. So at least it was like it comes in bunches. It's not like it was, wow, he fell on Friday and then he fell Saturday. What? No, this is like within a tight window, a frame where it's like, he's just getting his bearings. The second time was I'm walking down the stairs and I had the light on. My buddy turns the light off, misses a step, boom, I'm on the ground. And I got a little boo-boo. And I try, and my daughter goes, what happened here? Well, you got a boo-boo. What happened? I was like, I fell down the stairs. Which you say fall down the stairs and people are like, oh my God, you're alive after that? Like people, when you say fall down the stairs, the absolute worst thing pops up in people's brains, which is like, okay, limbs were everywhere. You sprained several things on the way down, probably tore a couple ligaments, definitely some, bone bruises, and maybe a pulled muscle, torn muscle. Like there's, meanwhile, it's like I've seen a friend fall down the stairs and it was, I don't even know if you could say fall, like slid down the stairs, and it's a loud sound. People get all like worked up, but ultimately it's like, you slipped a little bit. This one was like, kind of was turning the corner, there's a little corner, and just missed it and then bit it, landed on my left side. And, I'm 41. I've only mentioned that 3 or 4 times in the half an hour that I've been doing this. I didn't think I could get up for a good 2 minutes. It was like, I think I can just lay here and everyone will be probably cool with it, right? Like just bring my steak and grilled zook. Just bring that right down here. I'll eat off the floor, me and the rats. But no, eventually summoned the courage and the intestinal fortitude to rise, page views rise, and was able to recollect myself and was able to make it pretty far into the night. I mean, the dinners, and I know this is bias, but the dinners, dude, so good. I mean, rival the restaurants on the island. Like there's maybe one or two restaurants that can outdo the kind of level of tastiness and delicious on the meals that these hosts are making. So great dinner, a little hazy on the exact happenings, but I know there was a lot of talk about college football and college baseball, specifically Fairfield FU Stags. You know, the coach there, I think I can say it, Coach Kiesel. By the way, Fairfield University football, for anyone who's unfamiliar, who doesn't know, my buddy, same age as me, same graduating class in high school, 98, as in 1998. Yeah, dude. Yeah. The 20th century. Whoa, what a time. 1998 graduated. The football program at Fairfield University started in the fall of 1998. That was the first year. It's last year. So I graduated 02, May of 02. So did my buddy, May of 02. So did Ballgame, May of 02. The Fairfield University football program ended the next year. So it's gotta be like such a rarity and honor to have been a Fairfield University football player, because you're in a part of a very small elite class of people that are able to say that. And I don't know if they are looking to get, I forget if I read the Wikipedia page and they said they were coming back and gonna start it again, but what an amazing, just think about playing for a program that didn't exist before you got there. So there's no history. You can literally set and break all the records. And I don't think my buddy did, or ball game for that matter. Although maybe he was the punter for like 4 years straight. So I like how I'm just slowly giving away everyone's identity. Like I'm not mentioning names, but I am describing them to a T, to the point where people are like, yeah, I know exactly who that is. It's so they were talking a lot of stories about Coach Kiesel, who I've heard a fair amount about, and that I've always loved to know more about, but never got them. You know, I mean, the last time I saw a ball game was a couple of my trips to Tampa. One was specifically to see him. Another one was there was a bachelor party, and I was like, ball game. We're here at Krabby Bill's, which is like this perfect goddamn beach bar in Tampa that's borders like a lake or inlet or something like that. So, but another fun fact, I think I've only really shown my butt cheeks to a few rare people in my life. There was a time in college where I was a junior. We weren't having a party because I think we were on probation for some bullshit law or rule that we broke, some bullshit. And so we were not having a party, but we're still at the house and drinking. And we look, the house has big, tall windows. I've told this a million times, so I've probably told this before, but big, tall windows. Go to the windows, see that the cops are like busting up all these fraternity parties across the street, and there's like a real crackdown in the area on fraternity parties. And I remember like standing there and being like, man, this is like crazy town. Like we're not setting fucking couches on fire and throwing bricks through windows. Like we're getting lit. You didn't get lit back then because that wasn't a thing, but we were getting, I can't even say that, R word. We were getting R word. You can't say it. And you can't even say that phrase. Jesus Christ. Cheese and rice. But so, I turn and they go, and someone yells, this bull crap. And I was like, yeah. And they were like, hey, Lynn, show him some skin, or show him the ham, or show him some skin. So I was like, all right. So I turn around, pull my shorts down, and I don't just moon, because just a straight moon, kind of like, all right, you might get a half of a guffaw, 1/3 of a chuckle. You're not going to get an LOL. You're not going to get an LMAFAO. You're not going to get an ROTFL, dude. So, and that's what I'm going for. And so I moon and pull down my pants, but then I press the butt cheeks against the window. And I say, how do you like this press ham? And then I wipe it all over the window because that's gross. And why not? And then I was like, pull up my shorts, and everyone's laughing. I'm like, mission accomplished. And then I'm like, time to go to bed. Like I'm going to go to the stairs, walk upstairs, and I'm going to go to bed. And of course, I like to look down when I walk, because I'm very ashamed of who I am and what I stand for and all my weird thoughts. And standing at the foot of the stairs is a cop, and he reaches out his hand. He's like, can I see your hand? I'm thinking, oh, he's gonna congratulate me and shake my hand on a job well done with the goof that I pulled with the butt cheeks against the glass. Like he's gonna love that. And he's just like, give me props. I understand. Holler. And no, he grabs my hand and he puts me in plastic handcuffs, not metal handcuffs. I guess ties, you'd say, like the ties, plastic ties. And of course, my buddy, who at the time I think was the eminent Argon, which is just the president of the fraternity. I don't know. It sounds cooler. Eminent Archon sounds cool, but it also sounds like a villain, like a dictator. So he's like walking behind me. He's like, yo, there's fucking people selling crack down the street. Like there's literally murder happening 2 blocks away and you're arresting him. And so the cop's like, yeah. And then to me he goes, you know, how are those handcuffs? They tight enough? And I was like, so tight. Oh, I can't move. Oh, so tight. I don't know why I spoke like that. I was just like, yeah, it's tight. So puts me in the paddy wagon, or like the kind of the short bus version of the paddy wagon. And there's and it was the Jewish fraternity, strictly I mean, not strictly, but predominantly Jewish fraternity that was getting busted up across the street where I directed my moon. And so I get in the back of the paddy wagon. It's all the Jewish fraternity brothers. And then there's just this one dude that was not a Jewish fraternity brother. And I don't know if he went to Hopkins. I'm not sure. Maybe. But he had a nice teardrop tattoo. And I was like, oh, he's so sad. Why are you so sad? Oh, why are you so sad? Why are you so sad? It's like, no, he murdered. He probably, I think that's what it means. Anyway, so they close the doors of the paddy wagon and I immediately am able to get free because no, sorry, but the cuffs weren't tight. They were loosey-goosey. And so was able to escape from the zip ties or whatever and change up my fake ID because I was still not 21 junior year. So take out my fake ID from my wallet, stick it in like my underwear and my socks because I'm like, I don't think they're going to cavity search me, right? I mean, they've already seen what's up there. So, and then put the real ID in the wallet or, so it's displaying. And then I go back into the zip ties and the handcuffs. And this dude with a teardrop tattoo was like impressed. Like, well, look at this motherfucker. Look at this motherfucker right here, I think is what he said. Only substitute the N-word for motherfucker. He called me the N-word. And I know there's a Louis CK bit, like, damn it, you said the N-word and now the N-word is in my brain. You're making me say it in my brain. I understand that, but I don't know how else to say it. So I've been called an N-word and it was pretty baller. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like it's like you want to talk about rarities and like top achievements, accomplishments that few people in this life get. A white boy getting an N-word label tossed on him. I mean, that's as good as it gets. Anyway, yeah, we go to the police station. They're unloading us, and the one guy goes, "Hey, are you the one that threw the moon at Officer blah blah blah, Sergeant blah blah?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh fuck yeah, dude, that was awesome." So it's like, this is a charade. Everyone here knows that's funny. The guy arrested me was trying not to laugh, and ended up spending the night overnight in jail, and like Jewish fraternity brothers strewn about. And I'm stating facts here. I was the biggest dude of the white boys that got thrown in the jail, and I was like, well, at least I won't be first to go if this turns ugly. Like if someone decides that they just don't like white people, I feel like I'm last in line, and at least I can say all of my prayers before getting it. But no, nothing bad happened. It was just a fucking holding cell to jail, dude. Like, calm down. And like, I felt really bad because we spend the night. Obviously, you don't get a bed or a pillow, so you're just sleeping on the floor. Or you're actually trying to hold off sleep because you're like, as soon as these lids close, I mean, they're closed forever. Like it's a permanent dirt nap. But no, it's not the case. Nothing happened. And so morning comes and they call me and they're like, all right, come on out. And they put me in another room. They put me in another room with a guy and he goes, so what are you in for? I guess it's the room before, as they're delineating, like maybe there was a court and a judge or something. And it's like, you're in the on deck circle for getting released. It's what I would call it. It's the on deck circle for getting released. I've only been in jail once. That was it. But that's the vibe I got. It was like, we don't bring you in here just to say, oh, JK, got to go back in. Like, that'd be fucked up. I'm sure they do that to certain people, but it didn't happen to me. So anyway, on deck circle for the getting released. And I'm in there with one other dude, not one of the Jewish fraternity brothers. And he goes, hey man, what are you in for? And I was like, indecent exposure. Like, I don't know why I had to give him the official charge, but I was like, indecent exposure. He goes, oh shit, what'd you do? Like, so many things can go through your head, dude. Indecent exposure doesn't just cover like mooning. It can be like, I flashed my dick. Like, I was beaten off on the subway. Like, your mind goes to really grotesque places. I was like peeing at a playground. Like, it's just indecent exposure. It's like, nope. And he's like, oh fuck. And I was like, well, I mooned a cop. And so he immediately started laughing. He's like, oh my God, that's hilarious. And then I go, well, what are you in for? And he said, jaywalking. jaywalking. Yeah, that probably wasn't it, right? Jaywalking? No way, dude. No way. And I get it. I'm white, and I think I strictly jaywalk. I don't think I've ever actually walked the appropriate way in a crosswalk. I think I've always jaywalked. I remember going to work in Santa Monica when I was with Daily Motion because they were opening an office there, and it was like, coming out, we'll go to VidCon, wherever the huge convention is for YouTube, out in the Santa Monica area, which I think it's actually in Orange County, Anaheim. Oh my God, what the hell just happened? Okay. Adam Ottavino just flew off the mound and the ball went into the stands. Anyway, so Santa Monica, like beautiful. And I stayed at a hotel that was right by the dock, like the pier, the famous Santa Monica pier. Like I was right by there. Everyone was just like outside enjoying life, tan, like perfect weather, beach, water. Like it's just such a relaxed, casual environment. There's nothing but healthy options around you. But then I had to walk to work. So I'm walking to work, not that far a walk, and I get to an intersection, and we have the red orange hand. You're looking at the lights that tell you when to walk and when to stop. We had to stop. So I'm standing at the intersection with like a group of people. And I tell you this much, none of those people are from the East Coast or Northeast or New York or another city outside of California. Absolutely not. Because these group of people were just standing on the corner of this intersection as there is, fucking no car in sight. I don't even think cars are allowed on the road due to the California Penal Code 65, whatever the fuck it's called, but like no car in sight for miles. You could literally poke your head down the street and you wouldn't find a car for days. And these people just couldn't bring themselves to cross the road. And I was like, all right, well, this is absurd. I'm going. Fuck that. And I must have looked like such a badass to these people, or an asshole to these people, because it was like, but we have the red hand, dude. Red hand. So the fact that guy was in jail for jaywalking, it's kind of hard to suspend my disbelief, broseph. But yeah, got out, and then I had my buddy pick me up. Nice guy. Tried to date his sister, didn't work out. He picked me up, and we were playing Sorry Miss Jackson, a little Outcast 2001 Sorry Miss Jackson, and everything was right in the world. Yeah, so that was the first time I've ever really mooned. I'm sorry, that's not the first time. I definitely mooned some people. Okay, so in high school, maybe it was the summer after high school, maybe it was the summer after junior year in high school, hanging out with the cool kids, went to the beach in the ocean. I think that was doing the trick where I was like, oh my God, look, there's dolphins. And then everyone looks, and then I do like pop my, you kind of do like a dolphin move out of the water, kind of like you're breaching if you were a whale. Something like that. You breach the water, but I had my swimsuit down, so there was ass. That was a funny move, and I got a couple chucks, couple falls. So I think job well done. Anyway, so it wasn't the first time, but it was like, I don't just show everyone this ass. This ass is like, private eyes only. Sometimes, most of the time. I would say the number of times I've mooned someone is like, I can count it on one hand, maybe less. Anyway, so I would say from that time in 2002, 2001, when I was a junior in college, didn't really moon anyone until probably 07, 08 when I went down to visit Ballgame in Tampa. And I vividly remember knowing how clouds are and how clouds work, the cloud has got everything, dude. Things that you thought you've deleted and then deleted again. You know how you delete something and then it goes to like a trash bin, and then you have to go to the trash bin to like permanently remove it, and then somehow even after doing that, shit's in the cloud. What the fuck? Anyway, not a pretty sight. I've learned that and I feel bad for anyone that's hooked up with me, because it's not pretty. Not a lot. It's just not pretty. Not something you want to look at for a long time if you want to keep your vision. So that was like basically the last time I mooned someone, 2007, 2008. That's pretty good. I've had a lot of opportunities to moon people, and I haven't. Shout out me. So, but yet I find myself Friday night, Block Island, New Shore, Rhode Island. Probably haven't seen Ballgame in a good, well, it's been 7 years since the wedding reception. And then before that was probably another 6 or 7 years. Although there was that bachelor party, and I think that was in 2009 where I had pink eye. Yikes. You saw that the podcast is named Giant Mess, right? Correct? So you kind of know what you're getting into. But so yeah, that was the last time I showed my butt, was 07, 08. And then I don't know what was going on Friday night in Block Island, New Shore, Rhode Island, but felt compelled to break out the keister yet again. Dusted her off, knocked off the rust, and put on a goddamn show. And the best, there's video of it, which I didn't realize until the next day. I think if someone hadn't told me, like, hey, and showed me the video, I'd have been like, probably didn't happen. So yeah, did I give a straight moon? No, that's not who I am. So I calmly stood up, and I can't remember the song that was playing, but I think it was AC/DC or Guns N' Roses, one of the two. It was such a great song. My buddy says, my buddy who's just watching, he's just innocent spectator, as was his wife, Monster. Innocent spectator says, with that music playing and with you, the way that you rose up out of your chair and approached Ballgame, it was like watching a stripper in a strip club. Top-notch strip club song. And then I guess the energy I was putting out there with my look, and it was like, if you have to, I mean, no offense to strippers, and I'm sure there are plenty of sober strippers out there, and kudos to them, but I don't blame you if you want to get blasted on coke or liquor, booze, or mostly drugs, right? You want to smoke up a little bit beforehand, whatever you need to do, okay? I'm fully here for you. But that's the mindset that I was in on that Friday night in Block Island, New Shore, Rhode Island. And that's why he said you look like a stripper, because it was like, I'm zooted, dude. I'm outside my level. I'm outside my sphere. And so, but then I casually, after standing up and taking a few steps towards Ballgame, casually spun or turned around, bent over very slowly, dropped the trowel very slowly, and then decided to, this is getting too graphic. I'm sorry. Damn it. You done did it again, Neal. You went too far. But that's how it is. I like to push the envelope. You know what I'm saying? I like to push it real good. So yeah, there's video of that somewhere, which is cool. I just want to get ahead of it. So if you do see it in your inbox or wherever, you're like, okay, I'm mentally prepared for this. And ironically, for a bunch of people that were so grossed out by it and so deterred and disgusted with it, it was on loop for the rest of the weekend from my buddy's phone. Just like pictures sent to this person, videos sent to that person. It was just like, okay. I think by the time Labor Day rolls around, everyone will have had their eyeballs poisoned. Great. Awesome. Cool. Wonderful. So he also, like, on Sunday night, took a picture of me when I was in ultimate lazy slouch mode, like on the couch completely. Have you ever done that before, where it's like your back and the only thing on the back of the couch, like that pillow, you know, the vertical, is your head. Like you're literally so low that your back is fully on the horizontal seat and your legs are completely off. Like that was me Sunday night. Because it was just like, just trying to soldier through, you know? And of course, he took a picture of that and tweeted it out. It's like, so glad that we didn't have any kind of smartphone when I was in full like maniac mode, you know? I mean, not gonna lie. I mean, there's still apparently people still had cameras and were taking photos when I didn't know it. And those are on Facebook somewhere. So dig through Facebook if at your own risk. And yeah, it's just incriminating stuff left and right. And at this point, it's like, well, I mean, I guess that whole run for 2024 presidency is just off the table. Yeah. Okay, cool. I probably would win just based on my incriminating photos and videos alone. I think I could. Like, hey, here's the first president who is not going to deny every charge put against them. But yeah, so pulled that stunt on Friday night. Awesome. And then, as I mentioned, my inability to sleep anywhere but my bedroom is just reached obnoxious. It's unparalleled. It's just obnoxious. These curtains do such a good job that any other bedroom where I close my eyes is just like, it's like I'm sleeping on the sun, basically. Like, okay, I'm inside the sun now. And so, yeah, I just don't get sleep. And so this is the same case at Block Island. Like I could not get, like, it's that sleep where you're not awake and you're not completely asleep. It's like where you probably are asleep, but you think you're completely awake. Like that to me has to be the worst kind of sleep. I'd rather not sleep. I'd rather be eyes wide open, insomniac style, staring at the ceiling than have to think that I'm not sleeping when I really am. The fuck is that? So yeah, I'm didn't get good sleep, but yet I slept till 12 to noon. And and people get so, I don't know if it's like upset or they get so excited when someone sleeps that late. Like it's like somehow that reflects badly on me. What did I miss? The fuck did I miss that was so great in the morning? What did I miss? That motherfucking rooster? Did I miss him? Like, what did I miss? Oh, well, we went out and Brian made a great breakfast and their bacon's gone. You didn't have any bacon. Like, oh, okay, cool. Like, we went to the store and we did this, and it was like, okay, so you ran errands. Cool. Glad sucks I missed those. And I know I sound like an entitled fucking douche. And I am to a certain extent. We all are, right? But just let me sleep. Would you rather have me drag an ass and like complaining about how I didn't get sleep while you do your errands? Or do you want me to come out fully rested? Now, of course, I wasn't fully rested because I didn't have my blackout curtains. At the same time, we go to the beach. I finally got in the goddamn ocean. It's a great ocean. Can't talk highly enough about this ocean. And just smoked high noons. High noons were the drink of choice. And the nooners were going down nice and quick. And then ended up, did we go out to dinner that night? No, but I did shower, get dressed. And this was a long-winded way of saying that my buddy, who has a high tolerance for criticism and for shenanigans finally snapped. It was like the two of you, Monster and Ballgame, cut it out. Like not those exact words, but you know, he wasn't like fucking Uncle Joey from Full House, but he basically snapped and was like, oh, because I'm not doing, you know, because I'm not, oh, it's not like I'm doing everything around here, you know, making a comment like, hey, I'm doing everything. So that's how that's the scenic route of how that story ended on Saturday with me deveining and peeling and deveining shrimp, which apparently I did wrong, obviously because I do everything wrong. Who knew that you absolutely have to fucking have the tail on the shrimp cocktail, dude? You absolutely have to have that. Who knew? Because it's apparently very gauche. I don't even know what the word is. Inappropriate, not good etiquette to just touch the shrimp without the tail. Like but didn't it? Like, and then the queen died. So I think that's why the queen died, is because I broke that law, like that unwritten rule. Like, you can't take the tail of shrimp cocktail because it has a butterfly effect, and then royalty collapses and falls, meets her demise. So, well, that was the other thing, is like they're trying, you know, we're in matchmaking mode for Monster. This woman is in matchmaking mode. She's just trying to hook a brother up, all the brothers up. And so she is trying to like hook up Ballgame with, I call her my cuzzo because we have the same last name. I don't know if that gives away an identity or anything like that. But she's like, when the queen passed, she was on live TV for a news station in the Massachusetts area, Boston area, reporting on it. Like, she's somehow the unofficial official correspondent for the monarchy in England, in the New England area, I guess is the way to put it. And she fucking loves the queen, and it must have been devastating for her that the queen passed, but she was on TV. Anyway, why would anyone think that a woman obsessed with royalty and the monarchy and the queen and Princess Diana, why that person would be such a great match for the dude who lives in Tampa and has a nickname Ballgame? You explain it to me. I don't know, but apparently it might be working. I don't know shit about relationships. I think that's pretty clear right now. I don't know dick about relationships because I've been wrong about everyone. Every time I've been like, oh, those two, be glad if they make it a year. And like, they're, you know, still going pretty strong, multiple kids, like nothing but sunshine and rainbows. So what the fuck do I know? They could be a great couple. But I thought that was interesting that like, I was like, either, I keep asking my opinion about it. I was like, I either you'll live on opposite sides of the planet and you won't even remember each other in like a week, or you could be the next fucking power couple. I don't goddamn know anymore. I don't know anything anymore. Proven that time and time again. And we did end up getting to go to Kittens, to Winfield's restaurant, where we had the most insane plate of nachos. So good. And then I asked for a burrito, no rice. The guy gave me a burrito with rice. So I don't know. It's a demerit. It's a negative point in your review. I'm sorry. Can't have rice. And then everyone's like, why would you have a burrito with no rice? Like, people get so offended or upset that it's like, okay, I'm fucking up my body, right? And I'm also fucking up my mind. Like, this whole weekend, holiday weekend, it's all it is eating and drinking. And it's like, so I don't want to, like, if any opportunity I have to kind of mitigate or minimize the damage, I'm going to take it. And that includes rice in the burrito. It's an easy thing. Just don't put rice in the burrito. And then look how many less carbs you have, right? How many less calories you have. Oh, okay. And I don't feel like rice. Dude, I don't think that rice adds much to a burrito. Maybe I just haven't had the right rice. But I'm telling you, I've been going no rice on my burritos for years and never had an issue. The flavor's the same, if not better. And I don't feel as full. I don't know. Call me crazy. Call me maybe. Charlie Ray Jepsen. It's been 10 years since this fucking song. God. And so, of course, I caught shit for that. The guy put rice in I could tell he was just not listening. He was like, oh, do I have to get a pen for this order? And we're like, I mean, you know, it's your job to take the order. You don't need a pen. So I had rice in the burrito, but it wasn't as bad as it could have been. And then, yeah. So from there, Winfield's, we go to Champlin's, which I've had. It's just, do you like to watch people? Yes or no? Do you like to watch people? Do you like to fantasize and imagine like what's happening with other people that you don't know, making assumptions, you know, doing what we humans do best, judge the piss out of each other. Yeah. All right. That's why I like Champlin's. Never dull. Literally, the last time, I think I've talked about this, but one of the first times I went there, maybe the first time I went there was just a girl, no idea her age, had to be 21 though, right? To be legal drinking age, huh? And she bent over. I think she was wearing jeans somehow, because maybe it was that cold, because like fucking Block Island, New England, it has like a day of warm weather, hot weather. So she might have been wearing jeans. She was wearing denim on the bottom. Okay. Could have been pants, could have been shorts. All I know is the trend that's in for girls wearing denim is to have it just look like you've been attacked by a bear or a raptor. Like there's just huge shreds and tears out of the legs. So that's in, but this was, she's bent over and I'm looking at her derriere and she has like it's almost like someone cut the bottom of the butt cheeks out of the denim, the pants, the seat. So I can kind of, you know how there's under boob? That was huge back when I was blogging for the men's site. Like 41 pics of Irina Shaykh's under boob. It's like, who is looking at 41 pics of this? And this was like under butt, under cheek. You can see like the bottom of the cheek. So that's why I like Champlins. It's just a shit show. Just like, but it's not violent in any way. They're not fights. Like there's a place called Ballards. It's like pretty much right off of the ferry. And it's like almost got shut down because at Reggae Fest, I mean, there's hint number one that shit's awry. Reggae Fest. People were getting roofied and shivved. Now I understand that's not funny to a lot of people, especially those that get roofied and or shivved. But then the cops come, break it up. Apparently this bar, Ballards, which looks huge. It's not like a small place, has like zero security. There's just no security guards, no bouncers, no anything. I guess because it's like, why would you need it? It's Block Island. Like people are, anyway, cops break it up. It spills out. So all the people are getting kicked out. It spills out onto the ferry. So people go back to the mainland because a lot of people that hang out at Ballards or the Ballards, as my friend's mom likes to say, they're not people that have houses or rent houses or have a house or live on the island. They're people that came in for the day. So it's the day trippers. So they come in, they fuck shit up, and then they get out. It's like, we're gonna come in, we're gonna rattle the hornet's nest, and then we're out. And so they spill out onto the ferry, and apparently there was like just a fucking Royal Rumble brawl on the ferry. Can you imagine being on the ferry coming into town to the island, and you look across the way at the ship passing you in the other direction, and people are just throwing haymakers and like knives are out, and it's like, oh my God, what the fuck is happening? What are we about to get into? So that's not Champlins though. There's no violence at Champlins. It's all love, and it's just a lot of people doing funny things. Like we got that. It's at the end of a dock. It's a dock bar, which I love. Dock bars, I love beach bars. At the end of a dock, and there's just awesome boats lining this dock. Like there's no open space anywhere. And I can imagine, and I brought this up, like if you are at one of these docks where they just kind of pack all the boats in as if it were a car parking lot, but zero space, like they don't leave any space really in between. Like there's no row. Like at a parking lot, there's a row or column where you can like come out of your spot and you can drive. That's not a boat parking lot. Like the boat parking lot has zero room. Like they're almost all touching each other in a big clusterfuck. And so like if you have I was like, what if you have that boat? Like the boat that's like the nucleus of this cluster, like right in the middle of all these boats. Like, do you just never leave? You just have to wait for everyone else to leave? Like, are you basically getting out of here in like November? What happens? And they said that one of the relatives experienced that, and he like lost his shit because like I guess you give them a departure time and maybe you can get out at that time. I don't know, but he didn't. He lost his crap. But yeah, just like, and they all have ridiculous names, which I love. And we get to the end of the dock to the bar, and it's just like a rowdy bachelorette party going hog wild. Like the one girl, they immediately start playing like Country Roads as soon as we get there. We're waiting in line for our mudslides, obviously, and so she decides to climb on her friends. And this is not like a big girl. Like if you're thinking about a cheerleader pyramid where they have like the big girls down below, the base, the foundation, right, and then the lighter girls, the smaller girls at the top. This was not like she didn't look like a solid base. And so the bachelorette climbs up on her shoulders, and so there's a little wobbling going on. I'm like, and oh yeah, I forgot there's just zero security anywhere. Bouncers to be like, get the fuck down or get out. Like in Jersey. In New Jersey, it's like there's just fucking bouncers every 4 feet. I think it's a rule. I don't know. But there's zero bouncers in Block Island. And so this is allowed to go on. I'm like, oh, this is cool. Like it's not ruining a good time. They're not really hurting anyone. She could definitely get hurt, but she, made that choice. So I turned to my buddy Ballgame and I'm like, this place sucks, right? Oh my God. And no, he actually did think it sucked, which it was very disappointing to me. Obviously the lines for drinks are very long. I think they could definitely do a better job. Like they basically have a counter where you can go up from the outside and there's the bar. And so the bartender can serve you, but there's also the bar on the other side and there is no other bartender. So you basically, I don't even know if there was another bartender bartender on duty at that point, but like the bartender that has to go back and forth, from side to side. And it's just like, that's the one knock I have on that. It's just like, this is so inefficient. And the amount of business that you could be doing if you had another bartender and there's a bar upstairs, fucking crank that one up. It'd be overflowing with cash money. But so we get our drinks, and they didn't want to stay out in front where all the action is. They wanted to go up, upstairs inside. And it's like, all right, well, we can't really see anything. All we can see is like this rich boat owner trying to like finesse these pimp my ride hot girls. And when I say pimp my ride hot, I think you know what I'm talking about. Like there's a lot of work to be done, and they've done it. And they've put we heard you like fake boobs, so we put fake boobs in your fake boobs. We heard you like extensions, so we put extensions on your extensions, that kind of thing. A lot of mods, a lot of car mods on the Pimp My Ride hot model. And so it's like, that was basically, I guess, our entertainment was like, okay, we're just going to look at them and then make the worst possible assumptions. And of course, the guy down below, the boat owner, was like rocking Voove click or whatever and like popping the cork in their direction to get their attention. And it's just like, and what do you know? Lo and behold, we're like, oh, they're leaving. And they're going right on that boat. It's like shooting fish in a barrel. So yeah, that was, I would have loved to have been out where there were more people and a lot more action. And, we come with a story or three from our experience with Champlain's, and nope, they just weren't having it. It was such a bummer. But so then we went back to the house, and, I helped making dinner. It was just, the dinners, the food, shrimp, oyster, clams. They went clamming on Sunday morning. I made it. I said, I got to hang back because my buddy can't with the bicep, I don't want to leave him alone with the dog, it's like, so I'm just going to hang back and I just let them do all the clamming, which is such a weird concept to me. Cause it's like, okay, so the clams aren't normally here. There's a boat that comes by and like drops them here so that people can then go in the water and then take them out of here. Got it. It's just like, and somehow that contributes to sustainability. I know there are people out there who know about sustainability and are probably shouting their tits off about how like, oh, you don't know anything. You're so ignorant. Like, yeah, dude. Yeah, I've said it multiple times. I'm ignorant as hell. So they went clamming and they were out there for like, had to be solid 2 hours. And they got 91 clams split amongst 4 people. Is that enough? I don't know. You tell me. But ended up finding out how to prepare clams, which is, there's got to be a time-lapse video out there of it because it looks so cool. Like basically you have this big pot on the stove. You have liquids, probably some wine or whatever. And then you crank up the heat, and the clams, they eventually just kind of pop open. So this is them closed if you're watching the video, and then they just kind of slowly and they just pop. And it's like, oh, they're done. That's how you know they're done. So that was pretty cool. But then I just got eviscerated, dude. I got eviscerated about how I'm handling this divorce. And it all started with, okay, I can't say that. My daughter's mother, my child's mother, my daughter's mother, gave me the option. She's like, hey, when you come home from Block Island, Rhode Island, you can come and pick her up and have her, or we can try to have a cordial dinner for her sake. And I was just like, okay, all right. We're supposed to both be with her on her birthday. So let's just suck it up. All right. Lord knows what your actual opinion of me. I know you won't tell me, but it's got to be pretty bad for you to think that I can't sit down for an hour for dinner. So they were asking me, oh, what time is dinner? I was like, oh, I'm not really sure, but I figure if I can get home by like 5 or 6, maybe it'll be at 7. They're like, you don't know? You don't know what time dinner is? What? You need to take control of your life. And I was like, hey, brother, sister, preach, okay? I need to take control of my life, but I can't and I won't. And it's such a simple thing that you just put your mind to it. And it's like, yeah, but what if your mind is like a cesspool of sewage? Water. Like, what do you do? And that's basically the case with me. But, they're like, you need to take control of your life. You need to take the reins and say, we are having dinner at this place at this time. And it's like, okay, I don't know how that's going to change anything. I don't know how me trying to dictate what's happening is really going to change anything. And they were like, that's horrible. It's a horrible way to think. It's a horrible way to be. And I was like, or I could just not stress about it and just be like, I control what I can control. How about that? And they're like, and this guy she's seeing, like, you need to be able to go to her and say, hey, if you are getting serious with this guy, then I need to talk to him and you need to talk to me before he meets Brielle, and we need to make sure we're on the same page and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just sitting here going, okay, so say I do that. And then I meet the guy and I put on this tough guy act like, hey, don't do this to my daughter. You need to make sure you know what I mean? Like getting that kind of like lower the voice, like lay down the law. And it's like, or what? It's like, like basically, not to bring up fraternity again, but there was a pledge class when I was a senior. Maybe I was a junior. I think I was a junior, and they were freshmen. But I hung out with a lot of them because I was trying to hook up with one of their friends. So, and meanwhile, like half of them are my age or older. That's how fucking weird that is. But so they used to have a chant where we'd be like, "You guys need to do this," and normally like pledges would be like, "Yes, sir, okay," or one of them would be like, "Ah, screw that." This class, pledge class, would just say at the same time in unison they'd yell, "Or what?" It's brilliant because I was like, oh, okay, checkmate. Like I'm gonna lay down my queen. Like I don't know how to respond to that, how to like counteract that, because eventually it's gonna hit a limit where it's like, I don't think we actually do that to them. Like I think we're actually committing a felony by doing this. I think they win this round. The or what chant, and the funny thing is they didn't really figure it out until the tail end because I think they were just over it. But it's like after that it was like, whoa, take note. Like that works. If you just continue to say or what to someone, they're going to eventually have to break the law. Yeah. So I was basically like, or what, okay, so I'm going to tell this guy how he needs to behave or how he needs to treat my daughter. And like, and if you don't, like what, I'm going to beat your ass. Like what, like I'm going to sue you. Like, I don't even understand what the next, and I kept asking them, I was like, okay, so then I can talk to I'm blue in the face to these two people, but they don't, I mean, I know they're supposed to honor my wishes or requests, but they don't legally don't have to for a lot of that. I don't think. So it's like, okay. But their point was like, yeah, but you have to let them know. They have to know that you care. And I was like, I do care. I do care. But I also am very realistic. And I know that I can say whatever the hell I want. But there's like, so by me saying it, then they say, oh, he really does care. It's like, and if you question that I care about my daughter, what are we doing? Like, what does that say about me? Like, but in the same breath, you said I'm a great dad. Like, I'm a great dad, but you don't care. It's like, oh, okay. Well, usually great dads do care. It comes in territory. So yeah, it was kind of an eye opener. And so, I brought that up at Bree's dinner, her birthday dinner. I was just like, hey, listen, I was talking over the weekend and I was thinking, maybe they were telling me that I need to be a little more flexible and maybe, I don't know, I agree. And so she probably, and it seemed like her disposition, my daughter's mother's disposition changed. And so she seems, doesn't seem as bad as it was before, but she's still got a bunch of curveballs in the chamber, my friend. Like she's going to throw down deuces for the next 15, 14 years. So I ended up taking the early ferry back, and it's a good thing I did. I took a ferry that was 2 hours earlier. And if I didn't do it, I would have missed dinner probably because it was that bad. The traffic getting back was just out of control. I got to my car from the ferry at like 11:15. I didn't get into my apartment until after 4, a little before 4:30. It's like 5.5 hours to go 3.5 hour drive. There was a good 1.5 to 2 hours of traffic. And I get it, man. Labor Day weekend. I get it. A lot of people are coming back down south from the north. I get it. But at the same time, it felt like there were no, I don't understand how the traffic is happening. How? Dude, I don't get it. And the number of people, if I would have told you, hey, here's the over under on people that will cut me off and not have their blinker on. If I told you over under is like 3.5, what would you say? Under? Well, you'd be dead wrong. You'd be dead on the side of the highway wrong. I cannot believe, and it's not like I sped up. It's not like I came out of nowhere. I've been going the same speed the entire time. And then you decide that you don't like being so far up this guy's tailpipe. I mean, I can't tell you the number of people I saw where I was like, well, they're not tailgating because it's probably that newfangled like invisible trailer that I've been seeing online, or like they're connected magnetically. You know how they have like those caravans where it's like, here's the lead car, and then all these cars are connected via gravitational pull. I don't know, some kind of weird mechanism or device or like oddity of science is how that's what it looked like. It didn't look like they were tailgating. It looked like they were like connected to the car in front of them. And the Mets lose again. Boy. But yeah, it was over 3.5. It was 4 or 5 people. The one time I just tried to tail this guy. I was like, here's a little dose of your own medicine. And that's how insane cars are. And that's how insane driving cars are. And the level of, I guess it is entitlement or privilege or whatever that makes people think like, why is it when we have control of a wheel inside of a machine that we become ruthless? Just like we're not ourselves. We're just not. I've seen too many people turn into people that you just don't recognize when there's road rage. Like it's it's insane. And that happened to me. Guy in a Mercedes, Connecticut license plate, decides that he's gonna he's so far up this car's ass and he needs to get around them that he's gonna go right into my lane and like narrowly missed my front bumper. And so I decided like I'm gonna fucking tail this ass. I'm literally just going the same speed I've always gone. I'm just not gonna brake because I want this guy to feel the freaking heat. And he, he's in a Benz, so he managed to outmaneuver me in my Mazda CX-5, and he just kept cutting people off left and right. I can't tell you. I tried memorizing all their plates. As if I was going to, as soon as I get to my pee break, my gas station refill, I'm reporting all these motherfuckers. Like, nope, no, you're not. You're not doing that. So the ride home was brutal, but managed to get to, by the way, Michael's. Fuck Michael's. I don't know what the hell's going on with Michael's. I don't understand. Like, all I needed was a birthday card and wrapping paper. And I understand it's an arts and crafts store, but it feels like that would be like their bread and butter. Like, you got to put that front and center. Like, that's obviously what people are going there for, especially a dude like me. And so get there and I could not find the wrapping paper and could not find birthday cards. And eventually I asked the woman, I was like, hey, where are your birthday cards and your wrapping paper? She's like, wrapping paper, I believe, is over there. And we do have cards. And then and I was like, oh yeah, but do you have like birthday cards where it's like there's writing in them? And she was like, oh, no. So it's like, whoa, like you're missing out on a fairly big piece of the pie, the revenue pie. So yeah, I got wrapping paper at Michael's and then I had to go to Target to get some fucking birthday card. And I nailed it. I got the biggest card imaginable, a Paw Patrol card. I was like, oh man, put it on the board, dude. Put it in the books. This is a W through and through. And I think she liked it. I'm not really sure. She spends like a second on a gift or a card and then she's on to the next. She's like Bill Belichick. She's like, we're on to Cincinnati, dude. I've seen it. I appreciated it. And now we're moving on. No time wasted. So got her the big ass birthday card. I got her the Bad Guys book set. I got her Pete the Cat book set. And I got her a solar system puzzle. I mean, you can't do any better than that. You can't. It's a pretty good solid trio. And then icing on the cake, I got her a bike and teased the bike because I couldn't bring the bike to the restaurant. So I got the wrapping paper, wrapped the gifts. And I don't know how to wrap gifts. I don't know how to wrap gifts. It always looks like it looks like Ace Ventura, the opening scene in Ace Ventura, where he's posing as like the UPS delivery guy, the parcel delivery guy, and is just destroying the box. Like that's kind of like what my packages look like wrapped. That's what my wrapped package looks like. Looks like Ace Ventura took it to task. So wrap the gifts, take the gifts in a bag to the restaurant. My daughter's mother decided to choose Tommy's Tap and Tavern, which if you've never been to Market Fair in Princeton, New Jersey, then you wouldn't know about Tommy's Tap and Tavern. But I'm pretty sure there is a Tommy's Tap and Tavern wherever you freaking live. But it's not like a family restaurant. Like, I guess that's where I probably should have stepped forward and took action and been bold and been like, no, we're not going to Tommy's Tap and Tavern. We're going to TGI Fridays, which I don't even know if that's a family restaurant anymore. I'll get to that in a little bit. So Tommy's Tap and Tavern, it's like basically it's connected to the Barnes and Noble at the mall. Okay. But and you're thinking to yourself, oh, so it's like where bookworms go to like have a pint, like it's like a London pub, maybe? No, it's like a full blown warehouse, industrial, like, I don't want to say chic, suburban chic, like not city chic, but like, oh, this is sleek if you're, you have a minivan. But like, it's not a family restaurant. They're not predominantly families at this place. There's like, it's almost like a sports bar, a lot of TVs playing sports. There's a big island square bar in the middle, and then there's tables and whatnot. And it's like where you bring a date, maybe a first date, third date. You don't bring it for your kid's birthday. But we had a decent time. It was fine. And I think Brielle, my daughter, she was just happy to see her mother and her father in the same place and not choking each other out or like verbally berating each other. It was just like, that's the whole purpose of these things, is to like, hey, you're a little bit of me, you're a little bit of her, and we get along. So you should be able to get along with yourself. Anyway, I mean, this is the kind of place where it's like, they don't have, if you do have a birthday, they don't have like birthday cake or anything that would pass as birthday cake. They she goes, I'm going to ask them. She's like, do you think we should have the dessert here or go somewhere else to have the birthday cake? And I was like, they gotta have cake. So come on, cake. And they brought out like a hot chocolate lava cake. It's like, dude, she just turned 4. Like, so I think she made soup of the ice cream, and she basically just played with it. That was about it. And then I ended up eating pretty much all of it. But then I got to have her for the night, which was nice. Labor Day, she got to come over and stay over, and that was nice icing on the cake to do that. And then Tuesday, had my first date ever since the divorce. My first date since I met my ex-wife. I want to say, I know it's a lie, because that was October 31st, 2013. I guess this might be breaking news to her, but I was seeing another girl at the time. So my first date with my ex-wife was Halloween night 2013. It was the day after Halloween night 2013. I had just torn my meniscus in my left knee again, playing on that stupid artificial turf field in Hoboken again. But I was seeing another woman at the time, and I think I went on one more date with her in November. So it's been since November 2013 that I've been on a first date, or a date that wasn't, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Single me. So, and not like with a girlfriend, like a date, first date. Yeah, I guess the first date since, because, okay, yeah, we're getting technical now. Holy shit. Who cares? Yeah. November 1st, 2013. October 31st, 2013. So it's been 9 years. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing on these dating apps. I don't know how to talk to women in a way that lets them know, hey, I am interested not only in your body, but also your mind, possibly getting to know you more. Like, it's just my brain, that part of my brain died and got shut off, and it's in storage. Like, I got to rewire and reboot my brain to be like, okay, it's okay to flirt now. Like, do you remember how to flirt? No. Cool. All right. Well, that might be a problem. So yeah, I went on my first date. She lives up north. Decided to pick a place that was kind of midway point. Decent restaurant. I think it's trying to punch above its weight a little bit in terms of thinking how fancy it is. Yeah, she brought the wine. I paid for dinner. But I gotta say, it was like we had been texting for a long time. I'd seen her pictures. She had sent me pictures, and they were nice. And then you meet the person, and it's just like, there was nothing wrong. Absolutely nothing wrong. Just wasn't feeling it. And so for the next week, not a week, but the next few days, I put myself through the ringer, being like, well, you're an idiot for not being more open-minded. You're an idiot for not seeing how this goes. Why can't you just, you don't have, why shut it down now? It seems premature. You've done this in the past where you shut something down when you're unsure. Like, just power through it. Eventually, she was just like, yo, what the hell's going on? I was just like, I'm sorry. I don't know. I just don't know how to do this, and I don't think I want this. I'm sorry. It's unfortunate. It's not a knock against her. It's just like, at the end of the night, I think she went for a kiss, and I went for the hug, and that was that. And it's like, I did have a good time. I just didn't have enough of a good time to think like it would move into a different direction. Yeah. So that was Tuesday. I hate dating, dude. And I know everyone says that, but man, it is the fucking worst. And the dating apps are so not helpful. They just want money, dude. Money. And way too much money. And I've said this to other people. Why the fuck are you charging $80 a month? You can't do $8 a month? Like, you cannot make me pay more for this than I would Netflix. You can't. I'm getting hours of entertainment from Netflix. I'm getting hours of agita and frustration from these dating apps. It's not, I don't like this. And you want me to pay $80 a month to get kicked in the dick? And think about all this, regrets. Like, oh, I swiped on that person, but it's like, I didn't really look at their profile. You just were based on judging a book by its goddamn cover. So yeah, it was fine. But it was coming off a long ass weekend where, so many multiple mudslides, that I was probably not bringing my A game. But I was like, I have to do this. We already put it off a week because she couldn't do the thing, and I was trying to do this, and yet again, the pod is ruining my life. But it's tough. I have to I thought dating was over. Yeah, I thought it was over, and now I gotta get back into it. He sucked me back in. So many, and I can't tell you how many there have been amazing dates where it's like, holy fuck, were we floating above the ground at one point? Like, were we levitating? And then you never hear from that person again. You're just like, oh, what? And I don't know. That's what's so weird about relationships and shit, which I'm not good at. I fully admit I'm not good at it. But, I just think I'm not gonna stress as much about it anymore. You gotta do this and you gotta do that. It's like, or I could just keep doing what I'm doing. And if someone wants to get down with that, you can't beat that with the bat, that kind of thing. So with that said, I do have another date this week. Holy fuck. And the call that I left a horrific voicemail. And the fact that she still accepted drinks with me is deserves like the Purple Heart, like badge of honor, something like that. Because I mean, I butchered the voicemail and then I butchered the call, basically. Like I decided to take her call while I was doing my weird walk around the complex where I have ankle weights and I'm carrying weights and I have a weighted vest. So I'm like talking and I wasn't out of shape when I was just walking, but walking and talking. I wasn't breathing heavy when I was just walking, but then you got to mix in the talking, the walking and the talking, dude. And then you get out of breath and then you sound like a fucking huffy puffy perv, dude. Cause you're trying to talk and you're like, yeah. And like she's still accepted. So it's like either she's into creeps, which is great for me, or she's being polite. Either way, I'm sure it'll work out just fantastic. I said at the end of the talk, this is how little I've talked with women I'm attracted to over the past 9 years. I ended the call by saying, thanks so much. I think I said, I don't want to take up too much of your time. Thanks so much. I don't think you could pick a worse way to end a conversation. And I'm not really great at ending conversations anyway. I mean, ipso facto, I'm almost at 2 hours on this friggin' episode and I haven't even gotten to the Giants and Mets yet. But yeah, I mean, that's how bad it can get. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. Circle back on Monday. What the fuck? So dumb. Butchered. Billy the Butcher is what they call me when I'm on the phone. I'm just better in person, dude. So yeah, date life. Fuck that. And then I had Bree from Wednesday through Sunday. Ended up going to Target again and picking up her bicycle helmet. Got her a nice unicorn bicycle helmet. And then picking up birthday cards yet again because it's my sister's birthday actually today, the 13th of September. And so trying to pick out a birthday card is the worst. And I think it should be a fucking criminal offense when these card companies make the most low effort cards on the planet. Why, dude? There was a card that said on the front, dude, period. You open it and it says, it's your birthday, exclamation point. And you have to pay for that. That's not free. You have to pay for that. Someone got paid to make that card. Someone got paid to come up with the idea for that card. Ooh. And that's what you have to wade through. You have to, I swear to God, 95 to 99% of cards, greeting cards, are pure trash. Garbage. Like, someone approved that? Someone greenlit that. Someone was presented that and said, fuck yeah, dude. We're in the money. Like, that happened. Someone celebrated that. So that's so frustrating to me. My mom's like, you should become a Chinese fortune cookie writer. I was like, I mean, how much does it pay? Benefits? Can I work remotely? Oh. But yeah, that was the majority of the trip there. I was able to pick out the bicycle helmet. I was able to pick out even a new pair of boots, and which I could, that's another problem I have with Target. I've said this before, but the fucking layout in Target doesn't make sense. Trying to find things in Target, even if you use that kiosk, doesn't make sense. And then there literally is a huge sign that says shoes. Doesn't say women's shoes. There's not a sign that says women's department and then behind that says shoes. Nope, it's just shoes. So I go there and I'm looking around. I'm like, all these shoes look like super feminine, and I'm only really seeing pictures of women around me, and there are really only women in this section. I feel like these are only women's shoes. So then I go walk over to the guy by the fitting room, and when you have, like, maybe this is just me, okay? But I think I did a panoramic view from the shoe section, and I'm like, I don't see any other men's shoes anywhere. So I go over to the kiosk to use that, even though it's like useless, and there's a woman who's just like camped out in front of it, and she's like putting back a full cart of clothes, and I'm just like, fuck this. I'm not going to say excuse me. Like, you got your job. I can do something else. Look, there's a dude at the fitting room. Let's go ask him. So then I beeline it to the guy at the fitting room, and my peripheral's off because I'm tunnel visioned out because I'm like, I'm on a mission. And I go up to him and go, hey, so I know that you have the shoes, but where are the men's shoes? And he goes, literally right in front of you. And I was like, well, you're in front of me. So are the men's shoes in you, dude? Are they behind you? No, it's like, just look left and there's men's shoes, but it's tucked away in the back corner of friggin' Target, dude. How am I supposed to see that? I don't know, especially when you're blinded with rage. But got the boots. Picking out the cards alone had to be half an hour to an hour, just because they have an unlimited amount of friggin' cards. And the amount of FOMO, the fear of missing out on a good card, card, which I can't even do the letters on that. FOMOOAGC. The fear of missing out on a good card is strong when you're in that section because it's like there's so many, but yet I keep coming across stinker versus stinker versus stinker. And there's one stinker that's like not as stinky and sort of funny. If you really know the person and they know your sense of humor, you can be like, all right, I guess that would get elicit some kind of reaction from them. Nope. It was just like shit-tastic after shit-tastic. And like they only have 2 cards if for a sister and even less for aunt. They have like son, daughter, mother, father, grandfather, grandmother, like new graduate. Like, all right, okay, but what about sister or aunt? Like, do we have that? No. And like the one sister one was like, we're sisters. Like, you know, it's just like, it's obviously from a girl to another girl. But I was able to find one, and it's Taco Cat. And if you're not familiar with Taco Cat, I mean, that was a no-brainer. It's such an over-the-top fucking card and I had to pay extra postage to get this sent to her. It's essentially a like sweater, a small shirt, t-shirt or sweatshirt, like a Bill Belichick hoodless, sleeveless sweatshirt that has a picture of a cat inside a taco on it. And it's on a hanger, small fake hanger, and it says pull up on the hanger. You pull up and it sings a song about Taco Cat. I mean, now that's a fucking card, dude. That is a card. Whoever made that deserves a raise and a promotion, maybe even a company jet, some stock options. Like, that's a fucking card, dude. I will pay the $6 to purchase it and then another $4 to send it. It's $10 worth. That's worth my money. These other shitty cards, it's like, you just killed so many fucking trees for the paper and squids for the ink. It's so disappointing. Like I think it's jail time. That's gotta be jail time. It's gotta be. We gotta crack down on these awful greeting cards. You gotta give me something more than like, who farted? Happy birthday. Like that doesn't even make sense, dude. Anyway. Yeah, so finally got the cards, and then Bree, actually, my daughter picked out some decent cards, but it was just like, it's not really me. I was trying to tell her like, it doesn't really sound like me, you know, like trying to explain to a 4-year-old tone. And 10. And eventually she picked out a card for Haley. It was like, it took her, because she's strictly visual at this point. She can't read worth a damn. So like she just sees a fucking cat. She's just like, boom. And so she ended up getting her. Or a dinosaur. This one was like a dinosaur riding a bike, flying through the air. And it was just like, break all the rules. And I was just like, okay. All right, cool. And then she picked out a card for her mom because her mom's birthday is in a couple of weeks. And I'm like, can't say no to this. Like normally I would absolutely not buy a card. And like, I would never think to do that just because of where the relationship is right now. But the fact that Bree picked it out and it's like pretty spot on, I was like, all right, let's do it. But then trying to get her to ride her bike, no bueno, dude. Absolutely no bueno. And it's, our apartment complex is not hilly. There are no hills. But for some reason, she is like stricken with fear about these hills, which are literally like a less than a 5-degree incline or decline. Like when she looks at these quote unquote hills, she's at the top of that street in San Francisco. That's just that winding mountain of a street that is in every single movie. Mrs. Doubtfire, I think. Like every possible movie, it's like this fucking super steep hill / mountain that's a winding road. Like that's what she sees. And so she went very slow. And by the end of the ride, she was asking me to take the bike back to the store. I was just like, this did not go how I expected. I was expecting you to run away with this thing. Like I would never see you again. Like this was your ticket to paradise. And instead she was like, didn't even want to be on the bike, was like walking next to it. And then eventually was like, you walk it. And I was like, this is your bike, lady. You need to take ownership of your bike. And then she was just like, take it. I don't care. Take it back to the store. I was just like, all right, well, we're going to chalk this one up to you being tired and not getting your nap. And you're going to sleep on it. And when you wake up, you're going to be like, let's ride. Bronco Nation. It's rad. So that was a bit of a downer, but it was also, she somehow fell off. This bike has training wheels and she fell off the bike. Don't know how it happened. I looked away for a split second and that's where chaos happens. So, and then Sunday, I basically was like, it's raining. I got the Giants game at 4:30. It's NFL opening week 1. We're going to go above and beyond with the screen time today. And you know what? Shout out Papa John's. Yeah, I said it. After the Giants win, huge win, first ever week 1 win since 2016. First time they've been above 500 since 2016, dude. You know how absurd that is? That's 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 5 fucking years where they never had more wins than losses. Never, not once. So it was a pretty historic win. I was like, I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to order delivery. I don't need to order delivery, but I want it. You know, I was going to pig out if they lost. I'll pig out even more because they won. fun. And I've said this repeatedly and it's fallen on deaf ears. Someone needs to open a restaurant that has awesome pizza and awesome wings. Does not exist. At least in the places where I've lived. It does not exist. If you have a place, oh, this place has amazing pizza. Their wings inevitably are dog shit. Stink. You go to a wings place and you're like, oh, the pizza comes out like on fire, or, you know, it's just like, what is this? You know, what are we doing here? It's cardboard. So it's hard to find a place that can do both well. I don't think I've ever been able to find it. And it doesn't make sense. Pizza and wings are like Bonnie and Clyde, Batman and Robin, ultimate duo. Why can't we figure it out? And I ordered Papa John's. Fuck it. I don't care. There are too many, and this is why I'm going to continue to order Papa John's. I used to love Papa John's in college. I'm not going to lie. There were days where I didn't eat anything for the entire day, usually on a Sunday, and then I would order a large Papa John's pizza and eat the whole goddamn thing with wings. Suffice to say, I kind of dig Papa John's. Not a lot of people do. I get it, especially after what happened with the Papa John. And they're like, oh, boycott. You know what? Okay, fine. Guilty. But I'm not ordering Papa John's in defiance of that. I'm ordering Papa John's because A, they don't have a $7 delivery fee. Outrageous. And they have what I consider to be decent wings. Not great, but they're not shitty. The worst, in my opinion, is saying, oh, hey, we have chicken wings. And then you get it and it's like a mutated, watered down, toxic version of like KFC. And you're like, oh, fried chicken wings. No, I don't want that. I want buffalo wings. That's what happens with pizza. Who orders fried chicken and pizza, dude? So that ends up happening. And then I'm like, well, stew about this for the next 2 weeks. So yeah, Papa John's, decent wings, good pizza. Like I think good pizza. I don't know. Like I know there's a lot, Portnoy and One Bite, like they reward thin crust, crispy, blah, blah, blah. It's like, I don't know. I kind of dig Papa John's. And then they asked me to rate it because I ordered it through Uber Eats and they asked me to rate it and I gave it 5 stars and I was just like, it's some tasty shit. And they gave me $6 off just because I gave them a 5-star rating. I mean, that's how you do biz, baby. That's how you get customer loyalty. All right. Customer loyalty 101. And now I'm probably going to order from them again. Like, fuck yeah. $6 off from another Papa John's pizza. Okay. Have not had good experiences with the deliveries lately. I don't know what's going on with delivery people, but I've now lived in back-to-back places where it's just impossible for delivery people to figure out. They just can't. Like even, and this is why I used Uber Eats, is because it's like Uber, they basically have a pin where you are. They can geolocate you via the satellites or whatever. And so they can give the exact location, as opposed to Grubhub, where it's like you put in your address and it's like, this complex is big. It's like 2 or 3 football fields, 2 football fields maybe. So like if you put in the address, it's going to take you to like a fucking 200 yards away, completely you might as well be in another town. So that's why I picked Uber Eats, because it's like it puts the pin right where I am. So they know to drive to that pin. Somehow Uber Eats, the delivery person, just ignore, and I put in the instructions. They just ignore that completely and they drop it off at, so I'm 1203. They drop it off at 12003. Okay. All right. But like, there's a pin. Do you see the pin, dude? So that was annoying. And then I had an Amazon package delivered to another building completely. So I got in my steps, I got my steps in. But Papa John's, that's love right there. $6 off just because they gave you a good review, good 5-star rating. I've been eating from the same Mexican place for fucking almost a year now. Always giving them 5-star ratings day in, day out. Can't get a goddamn dollar off. Not a single reward. Papa John's, you're my shit. You're my clique. You're in there now. And I'm not boycotting you because of whatever happened with the dude. I don't even know. I just know something happened and people are boycotting because that's what people do. They cancel and boycott. It's really sweet. But